Sometimes when you're working in AutoCAD Electrical, you do end up with objects on top of each other, and they're exactly the same size, but they might be on different layers. Now you can use draw order to put one on top of the other, but there's also a brilliant drafting setting called selection cycling. And what it allows you to do is select the object that is either underneath or on top by switching on this particular drafting setting. Again, we're in Demo 04 project in the Demo 01 drawing in the project manager. And I'm just going to pan and zoom in on this bottom left corner. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two rectangles on different layers, one on top of the other. Now you'll notice at the moment in the layers panel here in the home tab, we're on the wire fixed layer. Now I don't know what that layer is used for in this drawing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I just draw a rectangle on that layer first. The reason I'm doing this is so that we use two different layers more than anything else. So I go to the rectangle command, and I'm going to draw a rectangle, and it might be for a table, for example. So I click there like that. There's my rectangle. Here's where it gets interesting. What I can do now is I can go to here to my layer pull down and select a different layer. So I'm going to select wire copy. These are wire layers, so you wouldn't normally put a table on these layers, but I'm just using two different layers, two different colors, just to show how selection cycling works. So if I do another rectangle up here on the draw panel, and using object snaps, I make it exactly the same size. What I've got there is one rectangle on top of the other, both in the same space, different layers, different colors. How do I select the rectangle I want? If I hover and click like that, that just selects a rectangle. I don't know which one it is. So I'll hit escape there just to deselect it. Selection cycling is down here on the status bar. It's one of your drafting settings. Selection cycling is currently off. So if I switch it on and now hover over here, can you see I've got that like double rectangle thing near the crosshair? And if I click now, I've got the option of two different polylines, one on a green layer, one on a white layer. Now, I don't know what the layers actually are. What it does is it picks out the colors. So the trick here is to select the white one, and that is now my object that I've selected. I then go up here to check the layer. So it's on the wire fixed layer. If I hit escape now, just to deselect, with selection cycling still on, I click again, select the green one this time. It's on the wire copy layer. So what happens is I've got two rectangles on top of each other, but I can pick out either one, whichever one I need to work on. So let's say I want to keep the green one on the green wire copy layer, but I want to delete the white one on the other layer. Very easy, selection cycling is on. I click like so, select the white polyline that is on the wire fixed layer like that. I then press delete, and I'm left with the green one. If I've only got one object there and I select it, it just selects it. There's no selection cycling icon coming up on the crosshair, even though selection cycling is still on. It knows there's only one object there. Now, this does happen quite a lot in AutoCAD, AutoCAD Electrical, any other Autodesk product, where you're relying on geometry and drafting. Because sometimes people draw things over the top of something else to use it as a reference. And you sometimes forget to delete the reference object. So in this case, the white one might have been the reference object. And what I've done is I've used selection cycling to delete the reference object and leave the object I want in place. That's how selection cycling works in AutoCAD, AutoCAD Electrical, and also all the other flavors of AutoCAD, whichever one you're using. But it's a very useful tool in AutoCAD Electrical because I can guarantee you'll have wires, panels, junction boxes, and sometimes have lines or polylines underneath them that you might not need. So you can utilize the selection cycling to tidy up your AutoCAD electrical drawings.